So this summer I'm getting lots of questions about kids. One of the questions I got was about supplements. Why should I give my kids supplements? How much of each supplement should I give my child, and which ones? So let's address those three issues today. First, let me start by telling you that you can't supplement your way out of a bad diet, lack of sleep, or in kids' case, you can't supplement your way out of using too many gadgets. In other words, having your kids sit in front of a television, sitting on, playing video games and on their phone, their iPads, all these new gadgets. They're increasing the incidence of ADD, lack of attention, lots of brain issues that we're seeing in our clinics. So I just want to make that very clear. You can't supplement your way out of a bad lifestyle. However, the way we think of supplements is a way to mind the gap, okay? Or in other words, just fill that gap where your lifestyle may not be perfect. So let's face it, we don't live in a vacuum. Our lives aren't perfect, right? We're not eating perfectly. We're not all sleeping perfectly. We do have too many gadgets. We're distracted. We're not drinking our 8 glasses of water every day and doing everything we should. And even if we were, we're now surrounded by so many environmental toxins and everything else that's where supplements come in. They come in to help us just fill that gap. So one of the myths that I often hear is that kids are so young and so healthy. Why do we need to give them supplements? Well, think with me for a minute. When I hear that, I'm often surprised that parents don't really think a little bit more about this. See, when moms are pregnant, what I often see is they take such good care of themselves. They get so excited. They eat well, they sleep, they take their prenatal vitamins, they do all the things they're supposed to do, right? And then you have this baby who decides he's going to be a fussy eater or not sleep right. And what do? As a mom, you have this guilt trip and you're told, do whatever you have to get your child to eat 3 or 4 times a day. So you will give that kid anything they want in order to just get them to eat, right? So we've got all these kids now. We have a society of children who they're eating fast food or junk food 3 or 4 times a day because that's all my kid will eat. So that's what I want you to start thinking about. If you were so concerned when you were pregnant, you should be equally concerned, if not more so, after you have a healthy baby, because your child's brain is not finished developing until they are 25. And a lot of what we see in our clinics could actually be prevented or at the very least minimized with lifestyle interventions. So this is the reason that we put lifestyle interventions at the center of treatment in our clinics. And along with that, we teach people about nutrition, about sleep, about all of these things, and about supplements. So let's talk about supplements for kids for a minute. What are the basics? Multivitamin. We should all be taking a really good multivitamin that has most of what you need in it, just for that extra security. Fish oil. Believe it or not, it can help you feel like you're focusing better and at the same time make you feel more calm. Vitamin D. Everybody should be taking a great vitamin D supplement. So for kids, what is in a really good multiple vitamin might be enough, but if not, we usually recommend about 1,000 units a day. So I like a liquid vitamin D, and when you go to take your child for their kindergarten checkup or whatever checkup, when they often will do a blood test when you take them to school, make sure you get their vitamin D level checked. It's very important. We have found that most of the people that come into our clinics, including children, are often low in vitamin D because of all the sunscreen we wear. We're so conscious of not getting too much sun. So make sure that you're having that checked. Probiotics. Probiotics are so important. Now, they're so important that I actually taught my daughter about the good bugs in her gut. We named them Lacey and Biff. So Lacey and Biff live in her stomach, and of course she flipped out when she heard that she has good bugs in her gut. But I taught her that they're like her pets. Okay, and that she needs to feed them every day because unlike her pets at home, she doesn't only have to take care of them, but they take care of her in turn. So probiotics are really important, and I'll show you which one I use in just a moment. I typically like a powder probiotic. They make chewables for kids as well, but powder I like because it has no taste and you can put it in anything. So if your child will take the chewable, that's great. If not, give them a powder form. The last thing you may consider giving your child is either something to help increase focus or something to help calm them, depending on what your child may be experiencing, how they might feel. That's really personal and individualized. So in my case, my daughter can have this tendency to be pretty busy and she can get pretty anxious and uptight, especially about testing and things like that at school. So I will give her something that just helps to calm her. And I'll show you what that is and what that looks like. Now, the big problem, how do you get small children to take all these supplements, right? I had the same problem that all moms have. I had to wrestle her down. It's like, are you going to shove them down their throat? What are you going to do to get these kids to take these supplements? And it was just this big problem every morning. So I have two strategies that I use that I'm going to show you. The easiest one is a smoothie. It's just so simple. So every morning I would make a really tasty smoothie, my daughter's favorite, and we would put her supplements in there. She wouldn't even know they were there. And it was very easy. Now, one thing you want to make sure of, don't make your smoothie too big because your child's not going to drink a lot of it. So keep it small. So I would use about a half of a banana or a third of a banana in a smoothie. Then I would take a little bit of almond butter, so about a tablespoon or so of almond butter. You don't have to be perfect with all of this. A little bit of almond milk, just enough to make it to where they can drink it. And then, of course, you want your protein powder. One of the problems that children have with focus in the mornings is that they're starting their mornings with carbohydrates. You don't want your child starting their morning with the standard American diet of pancakes, waffles, muffins, donuts, all these things I see kids walking into school with because they're quick. The problem with that is when you start your day with carbohydrate-based diet, they can't focus. They get this big surge of their blood sugar going up, then they get an insulin spike, then their blood sugar drops and they can't focus at all. You want them starting their day with protein because what protein is going to do is help them focus and it's going to make them more able to not only concentrate in school, but it makes them more calm. It increases dopamine in the brain. So I put protein in there. Now, my protein powder that we make, and I started making a protein powder for a reason because I couldn't find exactly what I wanted. It's got all the amino acids you need, so it's a great vegetarian source of protein. It's got all the amino acids. It has inulin, which is a source of fiber. And inulin, something special about inulin is it actually feeds the probiotics, the good bugs in your gut. Okay, so you want to be feeding those good bugs, those pets, and that's what I taught my daughter. Look, the inulin in this actually feeds your pets. So that's kind of a fun little tip. Also, there's no sugar. It's sweetened with stevia, and it's completely plant-based. So one of the reasons I really wanted to develop my own product. So after you've got the base of your smoothie together, you want to put your supplements in. I like a fish oil for kids that comes in a pudding form because it's the easiest to get them to take. So this is the one I use, Core Omega, and I like it because I can travel with it. I don't have to take a big bottle. I don't have to refrigerate it. It's pudding packs, and I can just drop it right into the smoothie. Then today I'm actually showing you the probiotics that are chewables. Doesn't really matter, they're going to go in the smoothie and get crunched up, but I normally would use a powder to make it very simple. And then I'm going to use a multivitamin. You can use a standard multivitamin, the capsule, and open it and drop it in here as well. And then for my daughter, like I said, I use a supplement that helps to really make her feel calm. So I'm going to open that up and put that in there. Very easy. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to supplement with a little bit of extra vitamin D, and I like liquid. So a full dropper full of this is 10,000 units. So I'm just going to put a few drops. And when I had my daughter's blood checked, it was perfect, her vitamin D level. So the very last thing is you may need to sweeten it just a little depending on your child. You can put a few drops of chocolate stevia in there, or maybe a couple teaspoons of maple syrup or honey. Some stevia is enough for my daughter. She doesn't like it too sweet. So I use chocolate flavored stevia. And then blend it. And that's one simple way to get your child to take supplements in the morning. So tip number 2 for taking supplements. Same supplements. I'm not going to go back through that routine. I'm just going to show you very quickly what I do. Literally couldn't be easier. Take about a tablespoon of almond butter. I use about 1 to 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, not too much. You don't want to give them too much sugar. You can blend this up. You can put a little bit of coconut oil if it seems a little too thick, or coconut butter in there. But you want to keep it thick because when you put your supplements in there, you don't want them to taste it. And the more fat there is in there, the less they will taste the supplements. Now, you can add some cacao, raw cacao powder if you'd like. Anything that makes it taste really rich and creamy. What I want you to really get from this is keep it thick, keep it fat-based. Not only will their supplements digest better, but it's going to taste really good. They won't taste the supplements, and keep it small enough that you can get them to take it in 1 or 2 bites. Okay, so coconut butter, coconut oil, almond butter, things like this that you can just drop the supplements right into, 1 to 2 bites. You don't want to make it too much of a chore. It's that simple. The third thing I'm actually going to post as a bonus for you is my avocado gelato recipe. Now, it's designed to make like fudgesicles, but you can use it as a pudding. And we're going to post that recipe. It's an avocado base that kids don't even taste the avocado because of all the cacao in there. And when you make that as a pudding, again, it's so fat-based and really tasty, they don't taste the supplements at all. So hopefully this was helpful. Now you know the why, the what, and the how of giving kids supplements. I would really love it if you would post questions and comments. Tell me how this works for you, or if you have a different way of giving your kids supplements, let me know what you do. Thank you.